Hi everyone, so I wanted to talk about something today that I think a lot of sums up today, isn't it? I'm not even gonna like restart that because that actually sums up what the whole thing. Anyway, I wanted to talk about something that I reckon most women are going to be able to relate to, but we might not speak about it because we're either ashamed about it or we think it's just us. So I wanted to talk about how, as you go from your mid to late 30s and into your 40s, how if you are still having periods and you're not on the pill and you're having a regular cycle or irregular cycle, how different they feel from maybe your 20s and your early 30s. So I am on, whilst I'm recording this, day 1 of my period. I look like I haven't slept for a week. I am puffy. I am bloated. And I feel like there is someone inside trying to get out. I am in a lot of pain, and this is what day 1 of my period has been like probably for the past year or so. But day 1, then going into day 2. Day 1 to me can be that bad that I thought about ringing in and not doing my classes today because I'm in that much pain. I hate taking painkillers because it's not treating cause, it's just treating effect. But to get me through the day, I'm probably going to have to. And I wanted to talk about it because we all start to, from our mid-30s, with the change in estrogen levels, with the change in progesterone levels, we'll start to feel things happening in the body. When the hormone levels change, it's going to change our cycle. It'll either get heavier or it'll get lighter. It'll get longer or it'll get shorter. And also, this is also going to depend on if you are on any form of contraception as well. So for me, I came off the pill 2 years ago. I was on it for a very, very long time. There was no need for me to be on it, but it became habitual. I come off it to learn a bit more about my body, to be able to get with my cycles. And I would say in the past year, they have gone shorter, which is fine, 2 to 3 days. That's okay. But they are so painful. And, you know, a lot of this is down to the change in our hormones, with fluctuations in estrogen levels, but the lowering of the progesterone levels, which is the hormone, is the calming hormone. So there is going to be a lot of changes. So if you are like me and you are noticing these, I wanted to just talk a little bit about it. And for me, this is some symptoms that could be from perimenopause, which can start to happen anytime from 35 upwards, but is normally averaging around 41, 42. But we know it's an average, isn't it? And everyone's different. So let's go through and talk about some of these things and hopefully explain a little bit more. And hopefully I can get through it because, wow. But I just wanted to come on and not normalise it because pain isn't normal. And if it is really disrupting your life, you should probably go and see someone about it and maybe just see if there's an underlying issue. But if it's down to this, I wanted to just talk about it a little bit and maybe make people feel that what they're feeling, they're not alone. So hopefully this helps. And can day 1 just be over? Can day 1 just be... Also, one thing that people don't talk about is the day 1 bloat. Are we ready? Look at that. This is the bloat from day 1. It is where even the most comfortable leggings are no longer comfortable. It's a day where all you want to do is get a hot water bottle and pop up a hot water bottle on your stomach and lie under the quilt, isn't it? But anyway, let's get on to what I've come to talk about. So, okay, while I could go and talk about all the things that cause crampons and some of the conditions that can come with it, this video specifically is about when we start to age from our age 35 upwards and things start to change and hormones start to change and how that can affect the body and the pain that we get. So the pain that we get during our period is when the muscles of the muscle wall of the uterus start to contract. And that's basically that in a nutshell. But what you can find is when it comes to, as I said, from your mid-30s upwards going into your 40s, you might notice an increase in pain during the menstrual cycle. I have noticed that. And this is due to the hormone fluctuations that are into the body. You'll also find a little bit of irregularity as well. So things might start happening where you might miss one, you might miss 2, they might be longer, they might be shorter. And for some people, they get heavier. For some people, they get lighter. So what the main consensus there is, it's specific to the person, but it will you will notice changes. There's a massive misconception out there that through the whole time that we menstruate, that everything stays the same, that the cycle stays the same, the pain stays the same, the symptoms stay the same, and the length. And that's just a massive misconception. Also, for anyone who's had babies post-pregnancy, there's a lot of reproductive organ change as well, so that can affect the menstrual cycle. Our hormones are going to fluctuate, our moods are going to change. You might find that you have painful sex, the stress as well. If you're going through more stress in your body, when you are stressed, the body loses the ability to manage any inflammatory responses in the body, hence causing pain because there's more inflammation in the body. You might find that you start fluctuating with your weight, and the heaviness of the bleeding might happen. And what will happen is we might start to miss the odd period, and then eventually, when it's been 12 months without a period, that's what classes as menopause. So there's a lot of changes that are symptoms associated with changes in the body. So if you've got high estrogen levels, it can often cause bloating, cramping, heavier than normal bleeding, and tenderness around into the breasts as well. Low levels of estrogen can cause vaginal dryness, insomnia, the hot sweats, the night sweats, headaches, that unexplained exhaustion, and it can also result in less regular shedding in menstruation as well, and osteoporosis as well. And then ovulation and menstruation are associated with another hormone called progesterone. And this, during menopause, we tend to have lower levels of this hormone. So low levels of this can cause heavier than usual menstruation, irregular and longer than usual as well. So, and how mood changes related to hormones can still be quite unclear, but it is normally down to that drop in that progesterone. So these are all things that are going to come, but the more aware of them than we are, the more that we can help our body. So, it's about looking after our body, starting to track our cycles, staying hydrated to reduce any inflammation, eating a diet that's beautiful, in beautiful colours and healthful, and all the goodness into the body, getting loads of fibre into the body, eating foods and drinks, like bringing down the saturated fat in the body, choosing nice lean proteins, getting regular exercising in, and starting to limit that stress that we get into the body, doing something mindful, yoga, massage, all things like that we can do lifestyle wise before we start looking at maybe picking up any medications. Also, obviously the thing that works for me is getting that heat pad, getting that warm hot bath or shower, practicing your deep breathing as well, and doing exercise that feels good for you in the moment. But don't worry if you don't want to do anything, and gentle abdominal massage as well. So I just wanted to do this quick thing. So if you are in your mid to late 30s, going into your 40s, 50s, and you are experiencing changes within your cycle, the body's starting to change to get longer, shorter, heavier, lighter, and you're getting those cramps, please know that this is where the body starts to change. But the more we can track our cycle, massive bit of self-care, and the more we can look after our body, the more equipped we are to deal with these things. So hopefully this has been helpful. This has been like a quick pit stop into the cramps as we age, and I'd love your comments below, so let me know. Thank you.